What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on the channel. This video today is gonna be a little bit modification oriented. Yes, we have a whole bunch of modifications that we're going to be installing on not only the Vette today, but also the Duramax, that poor truck. I have not given that thing the attention that it deserves in quite some time, and I'm solely going to blame that on the fact that I'm in the process of moving. For those of you that haven't heard, my wife and I finally have a house. We've gotten through all of the inspections, we've gotten through the appraisals, we've gotten through the clearances, we've gotten through, it's unbelievable, but we are in the home stretch and we're very excited about it. So, brings us to some modifications that we've got. Little things today, guys, little things today, but it's all in the small details. So I went out and purchased some new badging. We've got some black 2500 HD badges that I found online. Now, you guys know that I have an L5P hood conversion on my truck, but it doesn't have Duramax badges, so we need to make sure that we remind people of what's actually under the hood. So I went ahead with some black Duramax badges rather than those of the chrome. Then in this box right here, actually went out and purchased, finally, you guys are gonna be pumped. Yes, guys, we have the proper black badges. See if I can get this thing out of its little protective sheathing here. Finally, we have a black badge for the front of the truck. Yes! Finally, guys, I know, you guys have been waiting for that for forever, so we're gonna get this installed. And then we've got some mods for the Vette that we're gonna jump into as well. The weather is said to take a turn for the worst here in about an hour's time. We'll get these modifications done on the Duramax, and then we'll get to the Vette, because we've got a big improvement that we need to make on this thing, and I need to kind of talk to you guys a little bit more specifically about why.
Matches my outfit with my pants. Matches my doggies.
What's up with the doggy? Now, before we get any deeper into this round of modifications, God, I love modifying things. It's so much fun. And actually, I'm going on a tangent here, but if you guys are not aware, Nick and I do a majority of the arrangements, or let's just say the operations on the back end. So it's a nice little balance of what I do on this kind of board of trustees of the YouTube call-out, if you will. And we all kind of bring different offerings to the table, right? That's kind of what a partnership is about. Just 2 weeks away from the Galot Motorsports YouTube call-out North Carolina extravaganza, as I'm gonna call it. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be unlike any YouTube call-out that we have ever had in the past. Now, granted, yes, it is an 8th mile track, but it's a brand new track. They just put like millions of dollars into renovating it. The event starts actually at 3 p.m. and it will go until 10 p.m. under lights. It's a heated racetrack. It's probably one of the most official tracks that you've ever seen. Now, if you haven't already, check out YouTubeCallout.com. Make sure you buy your racer spots. They are selling quickly, guys. And this event is going to be very cool, and it's going to be unlike any other event. Bring your family down, bring your kids down, and make a nice weekend out of it. It's going to be great. All that information is below. Alright, guys, we finally did it. Wow, I feel so accomplished. Like, this has been outstanding for so long that it was starting to fester. It was like an open wound that wasn't attended. So yeah, now we got the black bow tie, and it brings together the front end the way that it should have. The classic gold bow ties, yeah, they have their place and they have their time, but not on this truck. Unfortunately, right now, you can see that rain is starting to fall. I don't know if you can see that little speck right there of negative Mother Nature. But that kind of puts a hindrance on what I wanted to do with the Duramax badges and, of course, the 2500 HD, just to give you guys a sense here of kind of what this would look like before it starts raining. Too bad. So that'll be black on the side of the truck. I think that's going to look freaking stellar. And then, of course, the Duramax badge will go somewhere along the lines of right there. I got to go ahead and take measurements. I want to be very specific about how these end up going on the truck. Badges are going to look sick. That's going to look so good once it's all installed. Oh yeah, boys. Oh guys, I completely forgot to playing with new merchandise. We have air fresheners. Yeah, that's right, air fresheners. Doing it a little bit different on the Dirty Max Jack, i.e. Enthusiast YouTube channel. It's basically just the Enthusiast YouTube channel at this point in time. But yeah, guys, we have Black Ice Enthusiast air fresheners. They hang. They are 3 for $10 on the site. They're great. I really enjoy them, and a lot of people are giving great feedback on these things. So you can check that out. First link in the description below. All right, so the unfortunate weather circumstances brings us to Corvette modifications. Now, I have this box sitting right here. A lot of you Corvette guys will probably immediately recognize that. That is Mighty Mouse. So, but this is a very nice catch can provided by Mighty Mouse Solutions. So, you might ask yourself, Jack, why the need for a catch can for a non-boosted application? Well, great question. Allow me to elaborate. Well, these LS7s have something called a PCV reroute. A lot of the LS motors do. And basically what that is a little vent hose that goes from the bottom of the motor up into the intake. And it basically recirculates any oil exhaust, kind of fumes that circulate off of the oil, back into the intake manifold. So what happens is there can actually be a collection of these oil residue type of fumes, which is basically feeding oil through the exhaust and the intake valves and into the motor, which is why under hard acceleration, it looks like my car is burning oil. So the catch can ultimately is going to prevent that from occurring, which is good for the motor's longevity ultimately, because over time you don't want that, because you don't want to feed the car's farts all the time back into its mouth. Like, nobody wants to smell their own farts for a very long time. But in this instance, really the car is kind of digesting its own poop, right? You want to exhaust those things. You don't want to keep them inside the motor. It's this tiny little U hose right there. So we're just basically going to feed from the engine side out to the catch can, and then from the catch can back to the intake side. We'll do this installation real quick. A little while later, and we are pretty much installed, boys. So we've got everything mounted up here. The one thing that I did want to note is the engine wiring harness is said to kind of just fall up in this area here. They said you can kind of just tuck it away. I decided to marry up a short little zip tie there just to make sure that it's good and secure and it's not wiggling all around. So the install was pretty straightforward. I'm very pleased with it. Mighty Mouse, they have a really nice product, and I think the overall fit and finish into the engine bay here, sorry guys, I'm using the spotlight just to kind of shine away so you guys can kind of see. I think the fit and finish is real nice, and one of the challenges, and it's kind of frustrating guys, just being candid, is I don't have that many tools. My tool variety really sucks. When I grew up, my father had access to like everything. He had pretty much any tool that anybody would ever need, and I'm a pretty hands-on guy, but I'm very limited by the tools to get the job done. And everybody knows it's great to have the right tool for the job, because my God, it makes it that much more streamlined. Another thing that I just can't wait for when I have my own garage, because I'll be able to actually expand my tool variety and basically my toolbox to do more of these DIY kind of projects. So now guys, I have some cleaning up to do. I basically have to put everything away in my absolute mess of a garage right now. Of course, I bloodied a knuckle. What is a DIY project without bloodying up some knuckles? It's kind of all part of the challenge. But anyway guys, that about wraps up this video. I apologize that, I don't know, we couldn't really leave the garage. Mother Nature just doesn't want to participate here. Pennsylvania's challenging. It's a beautiful state, but it also brings inclement weather, which for an automotive YouTube channel such as myself really limits things. But hey, it is what it is. It's always fun to make these videos for you guys. I hope you really enjoy them. My Like League, I love you guys. Do what you do best. If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, please go ahead and do so. We're close to 100K. We're on our way. Have a great day and take care.